Hello. Hello, good people. How's everyone doing? Trust that everyone is doing well, enjoying the closeout of their Independence Day weekend, right? Happy Independence Day. So, with that being said, thanks for tuning in. And I am Chris. I'm going to try to be brief, but who knows? When I make a point, I got to see it through to the end. Otherwise, you put out stuff that's incomplete and people lose money. Nobody's happy. Never want anyone to lose any money. Want to want to try to help people be as happy as they possibly can, with as far as it concerns me. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to it. Been a lot going on in the market over the past week, right? If you haven't had your head in the sand, you know that the 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 big beautiful bill has passed for whatever good, for whatever bad. It is what it is. It's a done deal now, right? So we just need to, whether we like it or not, we just need to be able to see what's going on with it and see how can we capitalize on it. Take in mind how it's going to negative affect you, and figure out ways to capitalize on the parts that you can, right? Take that for whatever it's worth, right? So you always want to be linked in to what's going on in the market, whether you're getting it from yourself Googling or YouTubing or whoever. I bring up a few things to your attention, but there are so many people out there that's constantly bringing fresh news of what's going on in the markets, both stock and or crypto, right? So I always highly recommend her voice. I don't know what's going on. It's been fine up until this moment, right? I always recommend you tap into folks like Larry Jones, um, Minority Mindset with Jasper Racine, right? Keenan Grace, Stock Mo, Stocks with Josh, uh, and the list goes on and on. I think I said Chris Sane and countless others. I think it's link in my bio talking about some of those folks. But anyway, what I want to talk about on today is reflections of my life journeys, right? Both in investing and making money, and some of it is just reflections on life. So anyway, let me just say it's inspired by our daily bread devotionals, right? The one that I read on July 3rd, 2025. So I'm just going to read a quick excerpt from that and move on, right? So the title is Jesus Our Everything. Again, that's July 3rd. So it reads, with the referee's final gesture, wrestler Kennedy Blades became a 2024 Olympian. She pressed her palms together, lifted her hands and eyes to the heavens, and praised God. A reporter over the asked her about her growth over the past 3 years. The elite athlete didn't even mention her physical training. I've just gotten super close to Jesus, she said, professing Christ as King. She proclaimed that he's coming again and encouraged others to believe in him. It's him, she said. That's the main reason why I was able to accomplish such a big thing. In other interviews, she faithfully declared that Jesus is everything to her and the reason for everything good in her life. So that was encouraging to me when I read it, and I immediately thought about that's what I'm going to talk about on Sunday, right? So we know Sunday is inspirational word, right? So what I took from that, she pointed out that the main reason for everything good happening in her life is all because she got closer to the Lord Jesus, and basically he touched everything she put her hands to. And I'm always talking about how the scriptures say he will bless everything you put your hand unto when you believe in him, right? So my reflections, what are my reflections? My reflections are the success that I've found, that I've gained in the market over the past 5 years that I've been in the market. outside of my 401k, right? It's been a real nice journey for me, right? And I've gone through some things in life. I've shared about my logistical background in the military and in life. I've shared how I was responsible for the accountability of 2.1 million gallons of fuel a day on a regular basis for like a year and a half, right? And I had to do a weekly report, had to do a monthly report, and you could be my range of error was, I think, 1.01% of the overall amount of fuel. So there was room for human error, 0.01% up or down. Anything outside of that had to be justified, right? So, so just life lessons between the things that I've gone through. I think I mentioned how I met a man when I was doing a limo job early on. I met a man who shared with me. He blessed, I believe, all 6 of his kids with a house. He gifted them a house. And I was thinking, my, how that could help someone have a leg up in life when you don't have to pay a rent, you don't have to pay mortgage, and you have a roof over your head, a brand new roof over your head, right? I was thinking, wow, I was struggling at that time. I have 6 kids, and so I was struggling as they became of age to get driver license to bless them with a car. And this man was telling me he blessed his kids with a house. So that and some of the other things that I've learned and seen, I've met people, so I've seen it with my physical eyes. I've seen things displayed, and it just opened up my mind to different things. So fast forward to once I got in the market in 2020, I was bold because of things that I had learned and seen. I was bold I was bold because I looked at what I had made each year for the last few years prior to that. I said, okay, I'm making money, but I don't see where it's going. Okay, I was taking vacations, I was paying off a few bills, but it just seemed like I should have more to show for my income, right, year over year. So anyway, had some back issues, right? Had some back issues, and that's been come to conclusion that due to my military service, my back has aged beyond its years. We're talking about reflections, and I'm gonna tie this up in a bow tie as to how this helped me in the stock market, right? And my thought from all of these reflections is anybody could do it. Anybody could do what? Anybody could look back over the lessons of their life. Anybody could look back as this young lady here who was an elite athlete, and in 3 years she turned her life around and became an Olympian, right? The cream of the crop, right? It can happen to anybody, right? Anybody when you put the work in. When you put the work in and you think back over the different things you've gone through in life, and how you had one challenge after another, challenges that you didn't think there was no way out of, but you still here on today, right? Still have a roof over your head, still have clothes on your back, still have a vehicle to drive, still have a sound mind. That means you graduated, you overcame whatever it was you was facing in all of those yesterdays, right? So it's a brand new day. You can take bits and pieces of all those lessons and you can translate it into whatever it is you're going through in life on today. That's in every area of life, in your marriage, on your job, in your financial walk, right? So I'm always talking about taking advantage of opportunities in the market. And folks tell me, well, I don't know what to invest in. Well, a lot of folks have made it easy to say invest in things you know. You shop at Walmart. If you shop at Walmart, Walmart is a pretty good stock to own, right? If you wear Nike shoes, Nike is a good stock to invest in. If you like going to Disney World, if you have an annual pass for Disney World, Disney is a pretty good stock to acquire, right? Only thing is, you need to be aware of whatever stock you're trying to acquire, you're trying to purchase, you're trying to buy, you're trying to start building your portfolio. You want to be able to do some research on it. And if you don't know how to do research, you can at least go to Google and say, what's the average low of this stock over the past year? What's the average high of this stock over the past year? Whatever stock it is you're interested in, right? And you want to try to buy it as close to the low as possible, right? If you're buying it at the top, I highly recommend you DCA, dollar cost average. In other words, pick a set amount that you're willing to put into that stock, that position. You don't necessarily have to buy a full stock. You could buy a fraction of share, right? And what was I going to say? I would be remiss if I didn't say, or I would be negligent if I didn't say, you only want to invest money you're not going to need for at least a year or two, right? You got to give your money the opportunity to work, to grow, and come back to you, right? I like to say, as the words say, Lord said, you give, he'll give it back to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, back in good measure. The market will give it to you, pressed down, shaken together, running over, back in good measure, right? If you give it opportunity to work. I think I said, I think sometime last year I said Palantir is expected to go to a year. Palantir, blah, 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 is expected to go to $100 within a year. At the time, it was under $20, right? And if you've been following Palantir, you know it went to $100 in less than a year. If you've been following Palantir, you know it's going up to like, I think, $142, right? So when you have a conviction and you have a belief in something, you want to take advantage of an opportunity, $20, come on now. McDonald's, wherever it is you eat lunch, the different snacks you eat in a day, the different drinks you do in a day, if you smoke, if you drink alcohol or what have you, you could take a portion of each day of what you would have spent on things, frivolous things, right? Take a portion each day, and by the end of the week, you would have $20 extra, right? And you take that $20 and you could have put it in Palantir, or you could have put it in Bitcoin, or you could have put it into the S&P 500, or you could have put it in VOO, you could have put it in VTI. What are these things? Go and Google it, right? It's an ETF. It's a bucket of stocks all in one. There are plenty of opportunities in the market all the time. We just got to get up off our do nothing, our rear ends, get into action, download your brokerage account, whether you want to go with Robinhood. I think if you have never invested before, I highly recommend Robinhood, because to me, Robinhood is like investing for dummies. It's super easy. It's super user friendly. If you go to doing a process, a step, and you can't figure it out, you could go to Google and you can ask how to do this transaction that you're trying to do, buy, sell, limit buy, fraction of share, whatever. You can go to Google and say, how do I do this process, this transaction on Robinhood? YouTube video is going to pop up. Watch 30 seconds, pause your video, go to your brokerage account, put in place the 30 seconds that you watch, pause, go back to your video, go through the process, right? Get busy building your financial wealth. Get busy building your financial knowledge, right? I bring little things to you. What I try to do is encourage you to get into the game of investing, get into the game of swing trading, get in the game of growing your wealth, get in the game of growing your financial knowledge. If you do this, you won't regret it. You will turn your financial world around. And again, what I was reading, I'm a believer in Christ. So I think if you have a relationship with the Lord and you pray over whatever it is you're trying to do, things go better with Christ. If you want to try it that way, fine. If you don't, then, go at it naturally, but go at it, right? Begin to put a portion of your army of dollars to work. You're gonna get tired of hearing me say your army of dollars. Hey, we go to work for those dollars, and that's our army of dollars that we earn on these jobs. We need to learn how to put a portion of it to work on our behalf, and eventually that portion you put to work on your behalf will outwork your annual income. Don't believe me, go and try it for yourself and give it a little bit of time, and then come back and drop a comment and say thank you. So I'm gonna cut it out here. My loved ones, when I went home, were telling me, okay, shorten it up, shorten it up. If you go beyond 10 minutes, edit it, do a part one, come back and do a part two. So I'm gonna try to do that. You know, they are my loved ones. They telling me what they believe will help me, and I'm sure they have my best interests at heart. So I'm gonna try not to be hard-headed and try and do that. But probably didn't say half of what was on my mind. I'm 15 minutes in and I'm about to cut it out. Hopefully I've said something to help someone. Hopefully I've said something to encourage someone to stay in this game, right? If you've been at it for a while and you're not impressed with your portfolio, 9 times out of 10, it's because you weren't consistent. Whether you was investing weekly or bi-weekly or once a month, but being consistent at it on a regular basis. You probably were not doing a little research so you can make sound decisions. But the market is always going up. It's designed to go up over time, even when it crashes. It'll do a crash today, and within a month or two, you got a few stocks hitting all-time highs, right? It's been the same way the entire time I've been in it, right? Non-stop, year over year. So you just got to get in it. You just got to do a little research. You got to believe in the concept and put it to work. You do that and you won't regret it, my friend. Trust me, you won't regret it. But you won't know if you never tried, if you never put it in action for your own self. You'll never know. You'll never tap into this thing that's that life-changing money, right? What is life-changing money? I don't believe you. You just talking something. You just saying something for clickbait. I didn't title the video that, so right? But yes, there's life-changing money in the market. Life-changing money, right? It's generational wealth in the market, right? But you got to get into it. You got to start learning it. You got to be able to start identifying trends the same way you figure out how to drive your car, same way you figure out how to date and court a female or a male, right? The same way you figure out how to make your marriage work or your relationship work, same way you figure out how to get promotions on your job, get promotions in the military. It's the same way you can figure out the stock market. Free University of Google, the Free University of YouTube can help you really enhance your financial knowledge. Okay, I'm gonna cut it off here, people. Again, happy Independence Day. Enjoy the closeout of your Independence Day weekend, and take care and be blessed continually, my friend.